A pleasant day to each and everyone. I'm Yunazel Estuanda, BSNAD student, and today we will be learning the subject and content. In this topic, we will touch the following. But first, let me discuss the intended learning outcomes. So after the completion of this chapter, you are all expected to be able to understand and explain the subject and content of an artwork, differentiate the types of an art, enumerate some famous artists and their art, and lastly, to be able to discuss the sources and kind of subject of an artwork. So now, let me discuss the three main components of an artwork. On the process of perceiving an artwork, we'll somehow find some traces and clues that mediate between the artwork and its viewer. It allows the viewer to easily comprehend what is being seen. The traces that we are talking about are the three main components of an artwork, and these are the subject, the content, and the form. First, let's discuss the subject. Subject. This always corresponds to the question, what? Also refers to what the artwork represents. What is the visual focus or the image that may be extracted from examining the art? It is the main idea. So we see that this is the focal point of an artwork. It can be the essence of an artist. It may refer to any person, object, scene, or any event. For example, this is the famous portrait of Vincent van Gogh. So in his time, Vincent is known as the selfie king. He painted himself over 40 portraits due to financial struggle in finding some models. So in this painting titled Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear, on the year 1889, the subject is none other than himself, Vincent. Why? Because he is the literal and the visible image in the presented art. Get it? Okay, let's have another example. So, the bouquet of sunflowers by Claude Monet on the year 1881. So, what is the subject? If your answer is the sunflower, then you're correct. Great. However, we should take note that certain pieces of an artwork do not contain subject. This is known as non-representational art, and those with subject are called representational art. This will be thoroughly discussed by Mr. Matubato later. Okay, so let's move on and let us discuss the second one, which is the content. The content is the why of an artwork. This is the emotional or the intellectual message of the artwork to its viewers. It is the meaning, the message that is being communicated by the artist through her or his artwork. It can also be the expression or the mood developed by the artist. Interpretation may vary to one person to another. Although it is really ideal for the viewers to interpret the artwork in the same way as the artist does. However, individual diversity and life experience can impact someone's interpretation. Okay, let me give you some example. So in this painting, we can see range. Some viewers will say that the content of this artwork shows cruelty. But some will also say that the content shows determination, justice, and the inversion of hierarchy. This was the story of titular Timoclea, who was raped by a captain, and then after the assault, the captain asks where her money is hidden. Then she leads him to the garden well, and Timoclea then pushes him and drop heavy rocks down the well until he dies. This was painted by Elizabeth Sirani in 1659 before she mysteriously died when she was 27. Her works foreground female fortitude and empowerment. Okay, let me give you another example. How about this? The marble stone bronze sculpted by Edward Fleming on the year 2003, titled The Grief. At first glance, we can say that its content is all about the woman's sorrow, the process of grieving, the lamentations, I guess. So the artist stated that he felt great sorrow while molding it. Like, just see how amazing strong emotion can create marvelous arts, and how an artist can depict its message, his given message to his or her art. No? So now let's discuss the last component, which is the form. If the subject is the what and the content is the why, then the form is the how. This is the development and the configuration of the artwork, how the elements and the medium or the materials are put together. We all know that an artwork cannot be made if it lacks materials or medium to represent the idea and send message. These materials and medium can be found in nature, such as rocks, wood, clay, bronze, and anything natural. Or it might be synthetic materials, just like fabrics, plastic, nylon, polyester, and etc. Okay, so now Mr. Matobato will going to discuss a different type of art. I hope that you had learned something from me. Thank you.